I want you to stop and imagine this. You're doing everything right as a coach, you're posting content daily, you're taking sales calls, and you're providing a lot of value. But still, you're stuck doing under 30K per month. Barely enough to pay your team and keep your sanity. Now, that is exactly what happened with one of my clients, Isaiah. Let me break down the situation so you get a little bit of context. Isaiah was a fitness coach who never made more than 25K a month consistently with his online coaching, right? And just like a storm, one of his setters, who was the best setter in team, was bringing in around 20K per month, suddenly quit the team for a better opportunity. Guess what? The business crashed, but then he reached out to me. And just in 30 days, just see what happened.
That was my best month yet. I contracted nearly 60K and collected my highest month ever.
Yes, you heard that right. We made $60,000 in just a matter of 30 days. And let me break it down a little bit more so you actually get the context of what actually happened to his business. So in August, he did 25K per month. In September, he did around 16K per month. That is when the setter was like a little bit down. And then in October, he did around 9K in total. 6K was from online and 3K was from somewhere else. But 9K, fair enough. But the massive change hit in November, which was around a 10x increase in his business. That is 1000% increase. You never see stuff like that a lot. You see it, but not a lot, right? So in this video, I just want to break down exactly what we did to get that kind of results in just a matter of 30 days. So without further ado, let's break it down, right? So especially with fitness coaches, they have one main problem. Every single person, just look at the social medias, just look at anywhere you want, they would be targeting one niche. Busy professionals trying to lose weight or build muscles. Literally, you can't find more niches, to be completely fair, right? So the problem with that, these people are qualified, one of the best people to work with, but the main problem which occurs when you work with these people is that everyone are fishing in the same pond. Guess what happens when everyone is fishing on the same pond? You never catch a fish. Maybe some people would catch it, but a lot of other people, they would just be looking at other person catching that fish and enjoying and would be wondering, what am I doing wrong? At the same time, especially in business perspective, the cost per lead of acquiring a client from this pond, it just increases massively because every single one in Meta are asking for busy professionals who want to build muscles and lose weight. So obviously, the CPM or CPL is going to increase, right? And the main aspect is that every single person who is into fitness is going to be pitched and also get content which targets specifically for busy professionals one after another. So what happens? Every post which they go through sound like an echo of the last one which they saw. And that is exactly the reason why most of the fitness coaches are broke, even though they have a lot of audience behind the scenes. But now let's see what actually caused the growth in the business, right? So first thing we did was just one thing, change the positioning completely, especially the niche. And we just went ultra specific with this, especially with the niche. Niches are the one which make the cash, right? So what we did was we started targeting healthcare workers doing 12-hour-a-day shifts. Now, these people had a very specific pain point. They can't really commit to traditional routines because they're always at the healthcare places like the hospitals, nursing, etc., etc. So they can't commit to going to the gym 2 hours every single day. And also, since these people are in the health and wellness niche, they know that if they don't really work out, it's going to affect these people so badly. So these people also care deeply about their health more than anyone else, right? And that is one of the golden niche. Just like Alex Hormozy says, the one who sells to the starving crowd is gonna make much more money than the one with the best product, right? Simple as that. Now, we got an untapped niche. Now, what did we do? We just doubled down on something that would work potentially, right? We started posting highly targeted organic content, but at the same time, we were also spending on ads. We were not depending completely on organic content. He was depending completely on organic content beforehand, but as soon as we got the niche, which we can double down on, we started posting organic content, but also we got $100 to $150 per day spending on ads, so that we are not only deciding or depending on luck, we're also buying the luck with Meta, obviously. So that was happening. And the next thing which we did was restructuring how the sales reps were paid, right? So he used to have sales reps who are getting paid $1,500 per month as a base plus commissions, which resulted in these people not performing at their best. And also these people were pretty bad. They didn't really know what appointment setting was. They were like, all these generic sales reps who want to sell you on something, and you get my point, right? They were pretty shit. And what we did was we replaced these people completely to commission only reps doing 5 to 10% commission per cash collected. No revenue, no base pay, nothing. They were hungry as fuck to get their money right, and we got that. And that was one of the most important reason this business went to the moon, because setters were booking in more than 15 to 20 appointments per day. If you're doing outputs like that, the results is guaranteed. 15 calls per day. You don't even book one call per day, most of the coaches in the fitness niche, right? So now let me break down the strategy even more. These people were texting literally all the inbound leads coming in through organic content, just like everyone else does that. But also, these people were texting all the new followers, because most of the people ignore this fact and only focus on inbound leads, which is a pretty bad way to go about it. The reason being, inbound leads are only the people who 100% believe in you, and that is just 20% of the audience who sees your content, sees your ads, whatever that is. But a lot of people would make an impression that they could be potentially invested, right? And these are the people who need to be converted, and you need to use the sales skills as well. You don't need any sales skill to convert an inbound lead, but these are the people which you need sales skills for. New followers, they were also texting all the comments, all the likes as well, right? And this is literally the reason why you need to be doing door-to-door sales online to make the most out of the audience which you produce, right? So now what happened to that? With all these new warm traffic and with the right offer, the close rate bumped up massively. So beforehand, the close over closing at around 27%, but just after we finished resetting everything, it jumped on to 53%, and you can see it over here, right? Everything over here, and the average is 53.09% of close rate. Now, one of the other reasons why we got this big of a close rate was something entirely different that no one really talks about, is that all these prospects, they don't really want to be buying 2K, 3K products, everything up front, right? But if you're doing on a payment plan, you don't really get to keep all the cash, right? So just to filter that out, we introduced something called Affirm. It's a financing option if you don't know. So the prospects, they could pay it in literally 6 months, 12 months as a payment spread, but the business owner get to keep literally everything up front. Now, talking about his return on investment. So this dude paid me around 10K for 90 days and he made back 150K. Now, what is his ROI? It's 1,500%. So let me put it in Bitcoin terms so you guys can understand a little more, right? Bitcoin, it went crazy on November 2013, and that single month, it gained around 453% in a single month. Whereas this dude made 1,000% increase in just the first month. And in the last 5 years, Bitcoin has appreciated in value about 1,100%. But this dude in just 90 days made more than 1,500% when it comes to his ROI. Now let me actually summarize literally everything which I talked about, so you can go ahead and scale your business as well. The 80-20 rule of this, right? If you apply all of this, that is around 80% of what needs to be done when it comes to scaling your business. Be it sales coaching, be it fitness coaching, be it personal branding coaching, any kind of info products, this is literally what you need, right? So number one, niching down properly and getting a starving crowd, getting a hungry market. That is literally the number one. Number two, get your messaging and traffic right. You don't want to be attracting broke people. You don't want to be attracting people who are sophisticated. You need people who are the right fit for your offer, but also the kind of people who aren't targeted every single day when it comes to pitching by any other coaches, right? And number three, you need to get a killer sales team. That is a non-negotiable. If there is no sales team converting in the front end, that is going to make you miss out on a shit ton of money. You could get as much leads as you want. You could even get 20,000 leads in your pipeline, but if your sales reps are bad, you're going to miss out at least on 90% of that revenue because most of the sales reps are shit, right? Number four, you need a reliable financing option, which, you could go for Affirm, there's ease, there's a lot of things. But if you apply all these things into your business, that is gonna get you to where you wanna get to. Now, if you're trying to scale your business like this in the next couple of months, you got two options. You can try doing this alone, figuring out the niche, figuring out the best ad creatives, placing a sales team, training these people, or book a call with me from the link in my bio, where we can have a chat and I can install the entire growth infrastructure into your business as well, so you can see results like this. So if you're thinking like a smart business owner right now, click on the link below, book a call, and I'll show you what should be done. And if you're still unsure, just click on this video above where I took a sales coach and made him an extra 103K in just a matter of 30 days.